Welcome back to the second part. I am right off going to touch on the next parts which I want to speak of. I spoke of your energetic ability is an ability for energetic warfare against that galactic enslavement status which humanity is in. They are attempting to constantly disturb that involvement, right? Vaccinations and all kinds of stuff. Feeding humanity basically not sustainable food for humanity and all kinds of stuff. So your energetic ability is energetic warfare. There is a paradigm which is a galactic enslavement of humanity's energy, of humanity, which has made itself physical by those minions acting out their agenda. And yeah, it is advised to educate yourself in your energetic ability as to be able to have that warfare ability to free humanity and yourself out of that enslavement. So yeah, parasitic beings are sheer, pure separation from source. There are many races that fall into this category, being parasitic, cut off from source, thereof needing outside energy to feed themselves. One specific parasitic race, which is relatively little talked about, but nonetheless, it's the image of it is broadly known. Now, I'm going to speak about that specific galactic race. I spoke about how your energetic ability is the ability for energetic warfare, for energetic liberation against that galactic enforcement. I see humanity's weaponization in its energetic ability as a sort of militia. Humanity's militia is forming itself to free itself against its galactic overrule. That's how I see it. Everyone acquiring an energetic ability. It is the ability for warfare to fight back that energetic suppression. Because if you can neutralize separation, you can also neutralize all this confusion that those minions, shadow governments, which act out their rule, the galactic overrule, you can neutralize confusion also within other peoples if they give the approval or not. Doesn't really matter. But it's just, I don't know, it's a thing of sovereignty to get green light before you can do that. But every time you get attacked, basically there is no approval. You just can't fight back. You just can't. So your energetic ability is energetic warfare. And I see humanity's stepping into, again, its ability of energy work, energetic defense, energetic neutralization of those parasitic beings, also one's own consciousness fragmentation, call it energetic blockages, rejuvenation of one's energy. I see it as humanity forming a militia, thereof being able to defend away those galactic enslavers, slave masters for now over humanity. So yeah, that specific parasitic race, which I'm going to speak about, is very little known, and that is just now a side note. There are many parasitic demonic races, all in conjunction with keeping humanity low: Draconians, Zetas, Anunnaki, etc. Now I'm going to show you a parasitic race that is extremely little known about. Nonetheless, it is broadly known. It is that parasitic race looks like that being which is sold in the movies, Alien Covenant, Alien, etc., Alien against Predator, right? That xenomorph is basically how that parasitic race, that specific parasitic race looks like. It is very little known about this race because humanity's evolvement is still in its baby shoes. Nonetheless, the ascension, being very steep, has kicked off. A steep kickoff, as to speak, in 2020, 21. We are now in full ascension. in everything becoming plain sight, I mean, everything is kind of odd, right? Because it's so steep. Nonetheless, humanity is still, why is it not yet so known much about this race? Even though humanity collectively on an individual basis, a large percentage of humanity is actually infected by this parasitic being. So humans are by a large portion. I mean, there's almost no human being that you can encounter on the street that has not a demonic parasitic infiltration, meaning a human being has consciousness fragmentations, and the parasitic beings latch onto those energetic blockages, energetic consciousness fragmentation which a human being has. So if you have consciousness fragmentation, if you have the many, a chance is high that oneself is actually infiltrated since a long time or since ever by parasitic beings which are feeding off that consciousness fragmentation. Surely when you integrate that fragmentation, the parasitic being falls off. It has nothing anymore that it can latch onto. Nonetheless, the status, how humanity is, the status of humanity in conjunction with parasitic infiltration is a lot of human beings are parasitically infiltrated. So that's why it's important to gain energetic ability for yourself to shield yourself when you're on the street or simply at home or anywhere against that constant attempt. I mean, humanity is in galactic enslavement. So to learn that energetic ability is to shield yourself off, to fight attempts when you're, I don't know, on the street doing anything. You can be assured there is almost always constant attempt to breach your field. The more you acquire such information, are aware of the status, the reality, being on this planet with this human race, also, and then even further to acquire energetic ability as to fight back, meaning create your energetic defense, extract parasitic beings, meaning remove actively with intention, being able to remove parasitic from your field that has breached you, then fortify your field again, maybe integrate some more actively with active intention your consciousness fragmentation. It all ties in with you being energetically fortified, and thereof you contribute with that energetic warfare expansion, that ability of yours. You assist humanity with its freeing itself from this galactic overrule. So I'm going to show you that specific parasitic race, which is very little known about. It is very little known about because humanity is still in its baby shoes. We are basically, if you see it as a militia which is defending itself, there is almost no militia because we are energetically enslaved. We are basically, if you would see it in a depictive way, we are in our basements now starting to make wooden sticks to sharpen them. We are sharpening our wooden sticks in hidden places as to create an energetic militia, as to rise against military, an enforcive military, galactic enforcive military that has plasma guns, so whatever technology they have. So we are in our baby shoes, basically acquiring our energetic ability, and depictively this is us sharpening our wooden sticks against an overrule that has modern technology to keep us enslaved. So that's why about this parasitic race is directly little known about. Nonetheless, there are movies like Alien Covenant, etc. It's because energetically we are not in that ability to defend ourselves against this race yet. As for that status of us being evolved, you have the ability like that to neutralize this parasitic being. I'm going to show you so you know what I'm talking about. So this this is the parasitic being. It's from the movie Alien Covenant, Alien against Predator. Simply that being is what I'm talking about. That specific alien race is an actual alien race. It varies maybe a bit from its actual appearance, but nonetheless, 90%, 85%, 90%, that is how it looks like, that specific race. So this specific race, is extremely hard to extract. Nonetheless, you have that ability, but it's just how much evolved are we to remove even so hard parasitic infiltrations. This parasitic being requires a high advanced energetic ability to be removed. So if a vast portion of humanity is actually infiltrated by this galactic parasitic race, it's an extremely aggressive race. It's extremely hard to remove, in the sense you need a high energetic ability to remove this kind of infiltration of this specific race. But the reality is vast number of humans are actually infiltrated already by this being. This being, in other words, is helping humanity in a painful manner to ascend, to evolve out. We must see the galactic overrule of humanity is nonetheless, and in its final word, is helping humanity ascending, because we are, with that pain, we are learning that we are the entirety in and as ourselves. When it's extremely painful, through that pain, you feel that pain more distinctively, and thereof you become enlightened, evolve, self-realize that what this pain is by feeling it, and thereof you integrate. So in the negative sense, creation is teaching humanity with dark means that it is the entirety in and as itself. That's how one needs to see it. Nonetheless, it's a very sad occurrence because it's so brutal, right? This galactic over-enslavement over humanity has many sad and actual has many occurrences. The reality is this galactic overrule is, if we speak about energy work, it's humanity becoming self-realized, right? It's a galactic overrule. Nonetheless, in the physical realm, there are extremely sad things happening, brutal things happening due to that galactic overrule. People losing their lives. 9/11, that inscenation, people lost their lives. Families lost their family members. This extreme lack, hunger that is prevailing over the entire planet, which is intentionally done. People who have lost their lives due to, this pandemic. These are all actual sad things which happen because of this energetic overrule. Let's not misunderstand this. This is not spiritual, and it is spiritual, but nonetheless it has a sad reality to it. That's what I'm trying to make here clear. It has still a sad reality to it, that it is painful and sad, and it's tragic. It's tragic. This galactic overrule is tragic because many people are suffering. But nonetheless, it is one's own unconsciousness which makes this able. So that's why consciousness expansion, any information towards this is important, because it elevates that unconsciousness. It integrates it. It doesn't remove it, but it rather integrates it. So light is being shined on it. So this tragic paradigm, done intentionally nonetheless, can be resolved, integrated, and we can ascend into a new paradigm where humanity is liberated, where humanity expands in an extreme fast rate, which is a balanced coexistence. So much about it. To get back to that parasitic being, that vast amount of humanity is actually infiltrated by it. It is extremely strong. One needs an extremely elevated energetic ability to remove that specific parasite. Again, humanity is vastly infected by it. It can, when you are infiltrated by it, has the ability to emanates a frequency which is extremely painful, extremely strong. That is its energetic ability. I'm sorry, I need to make a third part about it. See you there.